In my work as an executive coach with leaders, one of the things that I've noticed over the years is that those with the highest levels of emotional intelligence have habits that they've integrated into their life. Today, we're going to explore the 5 habits of emotionally intelligent people. Now, when it comes to emotional intelligence, sometimes we think, oh my God, it's so difficult. Today, I want to explore 5 habits, and here's what's unique about each of them. They are all doable. There are aspects of each of them that you can integrate into your life today. Stay tuned, because at the end of the video, I've also got a special promotional on a crash course on emotional intelligence that can help you grow and expand your own emotional intelligence. So what are these 5 habits? The first habit is check-in points throughout the day. Here's what I've noticed in people with great emotional intelligence. They do not take it for granted. One of the things that they do is that they create moments throughout the day when they are checking in with themselves. They're checking into what they're feeling in that moment. They're checking in to assess if anything has impacted from a meeting they've been or in a conversation that they've just had. They're checking in to see if they're hungry or tired, because being hungry or tired impacts how we show up and impacts our ability to navigate our emotional lives. So my suggestion is create touch points in your life. Now, there are some obvious touch points. Waking up in the morning is a great touch point. Instead of just going for the music and the radio or to turn on the news, just spend a minute to reflect. What am I feeling today? How am I? What's my intention for the day? How do I want to show up? And then there's a touch point as well when people turn up for work. There's a touch point perhaps before every important meeting, because we just don't want to ease into a meeting not really being thoughtful about how we show up. There's a touch point when we get home. And finally, there's a touch point before we go to bed and to sleep, to really reflect on the day, to reflect on what's happened, and also to reflect on any learning points. So there you go. It sounds so simple, and really it is, and yet it is so difficult to integrate into our lives. So the first habit, create touch points, create moments when you can check in. The second habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is they always strive to understand others. Each and every day, we have a lot of what I like to call data coming towards us. We're listening to people's words, and we're looking at how people show up. But this striving to understand others is incredibly important. So as we look at other people, what are we noticing about their body language? Are we able to be empathetic towards them? Are we able to try and understand perhaps what they're feeling in this moment? Are we able to perhaps feel with them, especially if they're going through something strongly emotional in that moment? You see, when we strive to understand others, it impacts how we show up ourselves. Our body language normally begins to display interest in the other person. The person can feel that we are present to them. So the second habit is, whenever you meet someone else, always strive to understand where they're coming from. The third habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is they have a deep curiosity about everything and everyone. Curiosity is at the core of what I believe of great leadership. Curiosity is at the core of great relationships. Some people just settle for what's been said, but highly emotionally intelligent people are curious. They're always digging a little bit deeper. They're always asking another question. There's an interest, a fascination for how people got where they are. And that curiosity normally elicits much more information. And of course, with that information, people are able to make deeper connections. People love to talk about themselves. People love to share information. And when we feel we have a person who is truly listening to us, who is truly curious about us, then it creates deep and abiding bonds. So be more curious. It's a habit. Think about it. What could I ask? What question has been left unsaid? Because if we can really hone in on that, we have the power to create deeper connection. If you're enjoying the content today, I invite you to subscribe to my channel below. Press the bell to be reminded. Every week, I have a new educational video on all aspects of emotional intelligence to help you show up better at home and at work. So subscribe, press the bell, don't miss another episode. The fourth habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is they are step-down transformers. What do I mean by that? Well, you know, if you've ever been abroad, our electricity current is a little bit different. And so if you just go and plug it in the wall, what's going to happen is your hairdryer will lightly blow up. And so what you have to get is a transformer, and that transformer can bring down the current so that everything works. Sometimes in life, we are in situations where there is a lot of emotion, where there is anger, conflict, and highly emotionally intelligent people are able to come in and to bring down all that anxiety, to bring down some of that anger, and to create a place of calm so that we can truly get to the core and the heart of the issue. And that's why I like to call them step-down transformers. They're able to go in and to transform the atmosphere around them, to remain calm even in the face of personal attack, so that we can get over the anxiety, the stress, we can get over some of the anger and get over some of the conflict to reach calmer waters where we can dialogue and have a heartfelt conversation. And the fifth and the final habit is highly emotionally intelligent people is that they are able to say the simple word no. You know, so often we feel obliged, so often we want to say yes. But emotionally intelligent people know that they have limits, that there is a bandwidth, and they know that at times they have to create healthy boundaries. And part of having healthy boundaries is the ability to say no. It's the ability to say, this is not the right time. It's the ability to say, I don't have the bandwidth to do this. It's the ability to say, this really doesn't involve me. You know, a few weeks ago, I was talking to a friend who is at a work situation where two people are arguing, and she is friends with both of them, and both of them are trying to bring her into the conversation. In many ways, what they're trying to do is offload their anxiety, offload their conflict on my friend. But my friend's really highly emotionally intelligent, and she's able to say, no, this is not my conversation. You need to sort out your issues. It does not involve me. So that's the fifth habit, this ability to say no at the right time and to create healthy boundaries. So those are the 5 habits. Now, what I think is interesting about each of them is that they are doable. So what I suggest is that you look at integrating perhaps one of them into your life slowly but surely, and to let that become a habit. Because when it becomes a habit, it becomes second nature. And then we've got an insight into how emotional intelligence is truly building in our lives. Now, I created a special course which is called the Emotional Intelligence Crash Course. It's an introduction to the elements of emotional intelligence and also has some practical tools. And here's what's interesting about the course. It's totally free. It's my gift to you. So you can find the link below, and I invite you to go and register and to begin building a more emotionally intelligent life, both at work and at home. And if you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to go and watch the next one, which focuses on another important element of emotional intelligence, and that is our ability to listen.